I'm Sam McAlpin with the Alabama Grapevine. I'm here today with all the wonderful folks over at Foster's Training Facility in beautiful Fort Payne, Alabama, who just a couple of weeks ago heard they may be losing their business and gym home due to decisions being made by the Alabama Department of Transportation. We're going to be interviewing today gym goers, people that work here, families of the kids that participate here, a whole lot of people that this really does affect if Foster's Training Facility does go under due to these decisions being made. I'm really looking forward to hearing everything they have to say. I think you'll enjoy it too, and thank you for tuning in. So what's your name?
Riley Parks.
Awesome. Very nice to meet you, Briley. How did you end up training at Foster's?
Well, I was on a trial ball team before, and they weren't giving me the work that I needed to be able to go to a higher level. And Foster's originally invited me to come over and play for them, so I decided to come on over and try it out. And I really liked it, and because they put in all this work to prepare us for college. When I first got here, I was really nervous, but they were all welcoming and they treated me like family. I've only been here for like a year, and they're already part of my family, and I feel like I can talk to them about anything, and they're always there to support me and everything.
Yes, ma'am.
If Foster's moves, then they might not be able to afford the gas to go there, or be able to even go there for some personal reasons or something. But if it's moved, they're gonna have to spend more money on top of the money they already pay for Foster's, which isn't a lot, but it's still more money.
I'm here today with
Xana Day.
Xana Day. She comes out to Foster's Training Facility pretty regular. Comes all the way from Georgia, right?
Yes.
Okay, why do y'all come? There's got to be tons of gyms in Georgia. Why are y'all deciding to come all the way here?
This one just means a lot more, and I feel like we get a lot more work here, and it's just it's more empowering. The other ones just don't really care what you look like, but here they really care.
So what do you do here?
I come to boot camp and basketball lessons with Libby.
Awesome. So what'd you think when you first met Miss Libby?
I thought she was really nice and she was really sweet.
She really is.
We've made so many people better at what they do, and it's like a home to everybody that comes here.
I'm here today with
Sienna Lance.
Cool, awesome. So how did you start training at Foster's?
I heard about it from some of my friends at school, and they told me how great it was here. So I decided to come train here.
Awesome. So what do? You play basketball, baseball, softball? What do you do?
I play softball.
Awesome. So how much has your game changed since you started training at Foster's?
It's changed a lot. I came from being really bad at softball, and now I'm actually really good, and I'm on the team here.
All right, awesome, man. So what does this place, this facility, Foster's Training, mean to you?
It means a lot to me because they encourage me to keep going, because when I first started here, I didn't want to keep going, but they encouraged me to keep going, and I'm still here going at it.
That's an awesome answer. What happens to all of you in the event Foster's does have to close the doors?
I feel like we would all have to come together and find a place for us.
Y'all are going to keep chomping at the bit anyway.
Yes, sir.
But y'all would prefer to stay here. Y'all love it.
Yes, sir. This is our home. We've always been here, and we love it here.
I like that. I like that. Why should Foster's be allowed to keep the doors open here where they are now?
I feel like they should be allowed to keep our doors open here because we all love being here, and it's the greatest place to be here, and we're all a family.
All right. So what's your name, man?
Tanner Smith.
Nice to meet you, Tanner Smith. So how did you hear about Foster's? How did you end up coming here?
Well, my sister, she was looking for a travel ball team, and she started having lessons here and went to play softball here. During her batting lessons and stuff, I would just throw football in the nets, stuff like that to get better. And since then, I've just been doing that.
All right, awesome, man. So how much better has your sister got since she started taking her batting lessons, throwing lessons, things like that here?
A lot better. I'll admit it, before she was pretty bad, and now I'll compare her to anybody.
Heck yeah, that's awesome, man. You sound like a good brother. What does Foster's Training Facility mean to you and your family, with that being said?
Since we started coming here, it's not just helped me, it helped my sister, and that during the adult power hour my parents used to go to. Now they do it themselves, but it gave them inspiration to do it.
Yes, sir, I understand. So what happens to everyone in the event that Foster's Training Facility closes down?
It's not just hurting me and my family, it's hurting everybody that comes here, because all of them that live around here, if they close and move somewhere, it'll be harder for them to get here, and yeah.
Yes, sir, that's a great answer. Why should Foster's be allowed to stay open right here where they are?
because most of the people that come around here are from this town or on the mountain. Not a lot move, but if this move is gonna be a lot harder for them to get here and on time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I really appreciate your time. It's nice to meet you, my dude. Good job. All right. So I'm here with Jordana Earl. Jordana, thank you for the time.
You're welcome.
All right. What's this little one's name?
Trip.
Trip, you want to say hey? He said, no way. All right. So your husband's Terry Earl, correct?
Yes.
All right. He works here at Foster's.
Yes.
Now, is that his for y'all? That's a major source of income, correct?
It is.
All right. So how much does it mean to y'all? One, him being able to pay the bills, and then two, the kids having him being able to spend time with the kids while he does it.
Everything.
Everything.
Our whole time consumed around this place.
That's awesome. It's great that y'all get to spend the time together. Anyone with a job where they get to hang out with their kids is amazing.
It is.
Yes, ma'am. So what happens to you guys and then everyone else here in this facility if the doors close?
Well, we won't like it, but we'll have to relocate. This is family, so we go where family goes.
So y'all just stick together.
That's right.
All right, I understand. So why should Foster's be allowed to stay open where they are, though?
Well, the sand pit is not the solution. First of all, there's different solutions. I mean, of course, the sand pit going right through the gym is not going to help the turn of the truck drivers. So.
Amen. Now, this is a historic building, correct?
It is.
So they're just going to tear down a historic building is the plan right now and put a what?
A sand pit for truck drivers.
All right, so you think there's a better plan than that?
I do.
What do you think would be good?
Reroute the road, fix the curve, not a sand pit, because that's the last solution that people are going to go to.
Yes, ma'am. Jordana, I greatly appreciate the time. Nice to meet you. He said, no way. Thank you. You did great. My next guest is?
Ashley.
Ashley what?
Presley.
Nice to meet you, Ashley. Great last name, by the way.
Thank you.
Heck yeah. So what do you do here at Foster's?
I come to boot camp and do the free Saturday workout.
Okay, so what all does that consist of, and how active were you before finding Foster's?
Well, I had weight loss surgery 4 years ago, so I joined the family just to maintain my weight and just have fun.
Yes, ma'am. What does Foster's training facility mean to you and your family?
It means a lot to me and my family. My daughter does basketball lessons with Coach Libby, and it's not only just a gym. We come here, we form friendships, and everybody just pushes you to be the best person you can be.
How much better has your, and that's a great answer, how much better has your daughter got since starting lessons?
Her difference is dramatic from the beginning to where she is now, and she just continues to work hard every day to get better.
Yes, ma'am. Now, you being a parent, you only have the one kid or you have more?
Just one.
Okay. So how important is it to you for her to stay busy and keep goals and stuff? Because I think that keeps my kids out of trouble.
Yes, she's active. We try to keep her off the internet and TikTok and stuff as much as possible. And so just through sports and coming here, she just stays active and keeps her from being a couch potato.
What happens to her and all the other kids in the event this place has to close the doors?
It would be devastating to me and my family, and it's not just us. It would affect everybody from ages, 4 to 60. I mean, it's just a community of a lot of all kinds of people.
Why should Foster's be allowed to keep their doors open here?
They've been established in this community for a long time, and I mean, it's just a great place for everybody to come, not just young, from old to young. So.
Yes, ma'am. I really appreciate the time. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. My next guest is?
Brandon Edmonds.
Big Brandon Edmonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Nice to meet you, brother. Nice to meet you. So what do you do here at Foster's?
I come for the boot camp on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then we do free weights on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then the free workouts on Saturdays.
Okay, so have you always been here, or what made you decide to come here?
I've been coming here about a year. I'd been working out at another gym over in Scottsboro and doing the team training type CrossFit type stuff, and my wife and a friend of ours said, hey, you ought to try this. I think you'd probably like it. So I gave it a shot one Saturday, and they advertised the boot camp class, and I thought, well, I'm going to give it a shot. And I wasn't sure I could make it through it, but I did. I've been coming ever since. So. Yes,
sir. Now, we're not getting any younger. My back hurts. My knees hurt. How important is it for you and me to stay physically active?
Well, I do a lot of physical activity at work, having to get out and do different things, surveying and walk a lot and all that. Plus, I'm in a volunteer rescue squad. So it's pretty important for me to stay active and keep the activity level up. So this has actually helped me tremendously. Believe it or not, it's I've gained a lot of strength, a lot of confidence too, really. But it's helped me as far as strength and stamina a whole lot. So.
Yes, sir. So what does Foster's mean to you and your family?
Well, it's they actually from day one it's been like family. They're big on just including everybody and helping everybody out and encouraging everybody. So it's been great, and I've never seen another place like this, really.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what happens to everyone, you included, everyone else that comes out for classes, batting lessons, basketball lessons, anything they do here? What happens to them in the event the doors close?
Well, I don't really know what everybody would do. I know for me and a few others, we'd do everything we could to help her out, trying to find somewhere else. But in the event that they closed, it would be a tremendous loss for the area, in my opinion. I will say one thing about the thing that they teach the kids here. It's not just about sports, but it's about life. And I've never seen kids, a lot of the ages that these are, where they'll come on Saturdays and do a lot of the workouts with us, where they're as encouraging to everybody else as trainers. They'll go by, give everybody a high five, tell you good job, keep it up. It's really good, and what they do with these kids is amazing.
That's the good stuff, my friend.
Well, I found out about it from Facebook. I had seen some of my friends that had come before, and I just never knew exactly what it was. And then my best friend decided to drag me down here. She goes, "Come on, we need to go." I was like, "Okay, what's one day?" So we came actually a year ago yesterday, on April 16th last year. We came down, did the workout on Saturday just to see what it was, and we've been coming ever since. The minute we walked through the door, it was like home. We were very welcomed the minute we walked through the door. Marissa introduced herself, Terry introduced himself, Auburn, Casey. They all just were very much interested in us. And my best friend and I, we weren't sure exactly what we were doing, and they were so welcoming and explained everything. And so that's why I was like, this is home. We got to come back. And so then we dragged my husband the next weekend. I mean, we're not just friends in the gym anymore. We've got our little groups. We're constantly in communication with each other, talking to each other. We've gone out and had meals together just as a group. It's just not in here anymore. It's developed so much more.
Do you have kids here or no?
I do not. My son's grown. Okay. But we've watched the Power Hour, and what these coaches do with these kids is just something I've never seen before, ever. The exercises, the fundamentals, and that's one of the things. It's the fundamentals, but they take it to the next level. And I mean, I'm watching these kids jump higher than some of these NBA stars. I mean, just some of these things. I mean, one of the girls right over there, them softball girls, she's a beast. And I look at these kids and I'm like, I wish I had something like that when I was in high school and playing ball. And nothing like that was ever available that I knew of.
How important do you think it is for these kids to have a place that's pushing them physically and academically and keeping them a little bit too tired to get in trouble?
I think it's 100% needed. I mean, you can send these kids to just any gym. They're not going to get this kind of workout. They're not going to get this kind of fellowship, this kind of motivation, support, and they're not going to be pushed to this level anywhere else. They're not just a client. They are a person. They are a child. They are a family to these coaches. They treat them as their own kids, and they push them like if they were their own kids and make sure that they strive for the best. I'm afraid it's going to be gone. Yes, you can still remain friends outside of Foster's, but it's not going to be the same. You're not going to have that closeness that you once had. You're not going to have that common space, that common place to go to be able to come together and do what they need to do and be a team. They might be on different school teams and everything, but you come here, you're one family, you're one team, and if this place is not here, some of these young kids, they won't see each other again. Because it's central. It's centrally located for so many. She's got people coming from other counties. We're out of Jackson County. And then you've got some that come from Cherokee County. You've got some that's coming out of state. And so they drive to this place right here. You move out of Fort Payne, you move from this location right here, it's not going to be central. And I'm afraid she's going to lose some of her clients, some of her clientele, and people are not going to be willing to come to a central place. And I mean, they've got the ball field right across the street, and that's what these kids need.
How instrumental do you think Marissa has been helping all these kids and the adults?
She has done amazing. I have packed on so much muscle by being here. I've been to other gyms before and thought I was in shape until I came here. This place has put me in shape. Marissa has put me into shape, and it may not just been her. It's been her and Libby and BB and Auburn. All of them have like pushed me to the next level, and I love the challenge. And they challenge us every week to come, and we always joke about you're torturing us, but we're like, we keep coming back, so we love it. And I see these kids the same way. I've seen some of these kids, the strength and the mobility and just what they can do, the power that they have just from being here, and I can't thank Foster enough for doing that.
No, we're going. We're live. We're on ESPN already. We are right now. My next guests are
Sedina Lance
and
Amanda Henderson.
It's very nice to meet y'all. They just wanted to say a couple of things today, so I'm going to let them have the mic.
Sure. So we started with Foster's about a little less than a year ago with softball lessons, and my daughter has wanted to join the Power Hour. One of the greatest things that I think Foster does is the free workouts on Saturday at 9 a.m. for the community. And so I've started coming. She's encouraged me to start working out, which I never thought would happen. She encouraged Amanda. Amanda's been working out with her, and we really love Foster's.
And what did you like to say?
My daughter started coming here in February of last year, and just the amount of improvement in her skills, her confidence has just been through the roof. And so I would come in here and I would sit on the bleachers and watch her do her thing, and then I come on a Saturday in December for a free workout, and I've been coming ever since. I love it. The atmosphere, the people, it's just so positive and encouraging. I wouldn't go anywhere else.
So y'all would say they should let them keep the doors open?
For sure.
For sure. Guys, I really appreciate y'all's time. Thank you. All right, my next guest is?
Andrea Woodall.
Awesome. So it's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome. What do you do here?
I work out. I do the boot camp and the barbell classes and Saturday morning workouts.
Okay, so how'd you get into that? How'd you find out about Foster's?
I had been following it online on Facebook for a couple years. I had some friends come, but I wasn't confident enough to come myself until exactly a year ago yesterday. And I walked in the doors with my best friend, and we haven't looked back.
So how were you working out before here?
I wasn't.
Why?
Life. I didn't make myself a priority, and I didn't make working out a priority. But I wanted to, and I followed what they were doing here, and it just inspired me to come one day and see what it was all about.
So they changed it up a little bit. They made you appreciate yourself more, and now you're really taking care of your body. Do you have kids?
Yes, sir, I have one.
How important do you think it is for you to stay in good physical shape, being a parent?
It's very important. He's 11 years old, and I can keep up with him, and he enjoys coming down here. He'll come some with me on boot camp nights, and he'll want to join in. He'll ride the sleds with us, and as we'll push and pull him across the turf, and he just enjoys being a part of it and watching me. I think that I'm hoping I inspire him to take care of himself and not wait as long as I did.
That's an awesome answer. That being said, it does sound like it's a family affair. What does Foster's mean to you and your family?
It's a second home. It has given me a second opportunity or new opportunity to live a healthy lifestyle. And it's hopefully, like I said, it's inspiring my son to do the same, making changes at home, but being here it's not just the gym.
We was talking about the kids. How important do you think it is what they're doing here, keeping them busy, keeping them tired, keeping them goal set? How important do you think it is for those kids in keeping them out of trouble and having them really getting ready for college?
I think it's the most positive thing that Fort Payne has going, or DeKalb County. I think it's the best thing that we can do for our kids is to give them an opportunity to come here and to learn how to be a team, to learn how to push themselves, to learn how to be a team, to learn how to work on themselves and to focus on that rather than being out here and being involved in some of the things that are unfortunately in our community.
Awesome. I'm here today with
Casey Winters. I helped Libby out with Power Hour and boot camp classes. I also just got my personal trainer's license about 4 weeks ago, so I am taking clients on that as well. I do small group in the mornings at 5 a.m. And looking for clients.
What does Foster's Training Facility mean to you and your family?
Just about everything. Income-wise, not only income, this is a place I come to, sometimes get away from the family, for stress relief, kids, sometimes they get stressful, but anyway, working out, I've been with Marissa since she opened these doors, so.
Now, whose idea was it? You said you got your personal trainer's license, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so whose idea was it for you to get that? What brought that about?
Marissa, she's a big role model. So
Changing the game, ain't she? Heck yeah, man, heck yeah. So what happens to all of you in the event that Foster's is forced to close the doors here?
I don't really know it. I don't think it would be good if they closed the doors, just because, we've got so many kids that come in here, and it's not all about the money. If you look in behind us, we've got power hour going on right now, and we close the doors. Where do those kids have to go? When I was younger, when I was their age, I didn't have anything like this. So having something like this keeps young adults like they are out of trouble. Not doing drugs or nothing like that. So I think closing the doors is a bad idea.
You made a great point there. I think it is very important to keep these kids tired. We're going to keep them tired, and with goals set up, man, I think they're going to have a whole lot harder time getting in trouble. I'm a little too tired today, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Last question for you, man. Why should Foster's be allowed to stay open at their current location?
Because really the whole sandpit ordeal, that's just putting a Band-Aid on it. It's not going to solve the issue. We've talked to so many truckers saying that they wouldn't even use it. The ramp's not going to help at all. Like I said, it's just a Band-Aid. The only thing that's going to help if they straighten out the road, because the turn at the end is way too sharp, and that's what all the truckers say, that they're not even going to use it.
Let's say we're in a perfect world. What would you say to the powers that be to be like, hey man, let us keep our home over here?
Just basically what I just said. The sand pit's not going to help it. It's just going to make Fort Payne look like crap, because I've seen other places that have them, and it's just a trash pit. We want Fort Payne to stay beautiful like it is, and keep the building the way it is, and everything will be gravy.
Yes, sir. Hey, I really appreciate the time.
Yes, sir.
Good job, buddy. Yes. Libby, how you been?
I've been great, man. I've been great.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Nothing, just working and training. That's about all I do.
All right, cool, man. So what do you do here at Foster's?
So I am Foster's strength and conditioning coach, as well as a personal trainer. So I do all the strength and conditioning, speed and agility for all of our athletes here, as well as our travel softball team. Then I also do personal training for kids and adults alike.
And you're also a professional athlete now.
I am a professional athlete. I play professional women's tackle football for the Alabama Fire in Birmingham.
Very cool, man. So how'd you end up at Foster's?
So it's kind of an ongoing joke. I came in to get a workout and I left with a job. So I actually came in because I was searching for a gym that had that type of family feel, that type of community. I've always been someone who works hard, and I wanted to be around other people who worked hard and had similar interests as me, and you just don't get that at like a 24/7 gym. You just don't get it. So I came in on a free Saturday workout and talked with Coach Foster. We actually had a lot in common, and at the time I was doing one basketball lesson just on the side just because I wanted to. Somebody actually sought me out because I played basketball in college, and I was telling her about that, and she was like, oh, you do basketball lessons? Well, I've got one in about 20 minutes. You're hopping in with me. And I was like, okay. Didn't really give me much of a choice. No, it was a baptism by fire immediately. And so again, the ongoing joke is I came in to get a workout and I left with a job. Yeah. So I started off just doing basketball lessons, and then my role here has kind of evolved the longer I've been here to bigger and better things.
I've loved watching you grow, man. You're looking jacked right now. So your parents have got to be proud of the work you're getting to do with kids and stuff. I know you've got to have a little bit of pride in what you're doing, or you wouldn't do it. What does Foster's Training Facility mean to you and your family?
Well, it means a lot of things. It means, of course, this is income. This is a place of business for me. This is how I pay my bills. But it's so much more than that. Like, when I come in, I was in a place where I needed that type of community and that type of support from other people, to where, like, I had the support for the things that I wanted to do in the fitness industry. And the second I walked in the door, that's what I got. So it means family, and again, aside from just income, it means family, and it's an important place to a lot of people.
Yes, ma'am, it really is. There's a lot of people here, a lot of kids. I think we need to keep them busy so they can't get in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one thing that we see all the time. Like, we have guys, teenage guys, 16, 17, coming in during the week, and they're just hanging out watching hitting lessons in the cages. They're hanging out here. Like, there was one night we locked up at 8 o'clock. They dropped the tailgates on their trucks, and they hung out in the parking lot, and they were doing that instead of whatever else teenagers get into these days. They're sitting here and they're having a good time being around quality people.
I dig it. So you mentioned money. It is going to affect your money. What happens to you and a lot of the other people that work here, a lot of people that train here in the event that Foster's is forced to close the doors?
Well, one thing we are incredibly good at is being, how should I say it?
Tenacious.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll find a way to keep things going. We might work in Foster's backyard. As far as why this is a great location, it's because Fort Payne is a great central location because we have athletes and people coming from Tennessee, Georgia. We've had people come and camp in the parking lot to get hitting lessons in. Like, it's a very central location, as well as the local businesses here. We send them out to, support the local businesses and stuff like that. If we go 30 minutes down the road, that could be a big difference maker for some people.
Yes, ma'am. Libby, it's always a great time talking to you. I really do appreciate the time today, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right. I'm here with Terry Earl. Terry, how you been, bud?
I've been doing good. How about you, Sam?
I'm doing good, man. It's really cool for me today. I'm enjoying this. It's fun. The music's got me fired up. I'm having a good day. So what do you do here at Foster's?
I'm the hitting coach. I do private one-on-one lessons, as well as work with the softball team on the weekends and throughout the week.
Awesome. So how'd that come about? How'd you end up working here?
So, I was at Ferguson Enterprise for 18 years and finally got out of the 9 to 5 and, finally said, hey, it's time to make myself, a name, quit making, somebody else's money. I wasn't happy, go home miserable. So finally, Marissa had a waiting list of 30 kids, so it was like a blessing really just to walk into it and sit with her over the last 5 years and really learn everything that I have. As a kid, I didn't really care about baseball a whole lot. It wasn't for me, but it sparked me by how it was more than teaching a kid how to hit a ball. It's showing them you care for them and so on and so forth.
Amen, my friend. So you said this is your job, things like that. So how much, so this isn't a voluntary position?
Absolutely not. No, I work with 30 to 40 kids, and then again, on Sundays right now it's small group. We work with 5 or 6, but hopefully by the end, beginning of May, we'll go back and we'll have our softball team here on the weekends.
So do you have another job, or is this your main source of income?
No, this is it. This is it.
That's insane to me. So if something was to happen and this closes down, that's going to affect your money, like your living situation.
Absolutely. I have 4 kids, a home, and it's, I walked away from a guaranteed money to opening up and, vulnerability of, what if, and now that's really here, like what if it's not, now it's do or die in my opinion, so whether the door closes or we stay open, this is it. So, we'll have to, we'll pack up and move if we have to, or, if we don't, we stay and we continue to grow, hopefully.
Yes, sir. Now, that being said, since this is your main source of income, what does Foster's Training Facility mean to you and your family?
It's everything. They're here now working out. My wife works out here. With it being my source of income, it's, some answers would be nice as far as, what's going to happen, if it's going to happen, so on and so forth, so we know what move to make next so I can continue to provide for my family. And as far as the family, I like to look at it as I'm not perfect, but I like to look for other families to see that, hey, it can be done. I'm here in the afternoons, my kids are here, they get involved, my wife's here, they get involved, and same with the other families that come. Hopefully they get here, their kids play ball, and then it rolls into them living a better, healthy life as well.
Yes, sir. So aside from making money, which is awesome, that this is what you get to do as your job. You get to stay physically active. You get to help kids. How much pride are you taking in this being your job just because you enjoy it, but then also how much pride are you taking in it because man, I'm helping a lot of kids?
Oh, this is what it's about. We went to a coaching clinic at Georgia Tech, and that was the one thing that I got from it. It's not about what you know. It's showing these kids and people that you care. That's it. Again, it's great that I get to do this, but I hope that I'm creating better kids, leaders, people later in life.
Amen. Now, how important do you think it is to keep all these kids busy right now? Teenagers, preteens, things like that?
Man, it's amazing to see kids come in and just hang out. We had two kids show up at our Sunday practice a couple weekends ago to shag fly balls for 12 and 13-year-old girls. they got done, they're like, man, those girls are killing the ball, and they could be out in trouble, not necessarily in trouble, but getting their hands in stuff they shouldn't.
That's trouble.
Yeah, period. And to see, and hopefully continue to grow, get some more kids in here so they can see that, hey, this is legit and it's a good place to come.
Yes, sir. Keeping the kids busy, keeping them out of trouble, raising the next generation of leaders, next generation of athletes. That's all incredibly important to me, and I really enjoy what y'all do here and seeing all the kids stay so busy. That being said, what happens to everyone here, the workers, the kids, the parents that have their kids here, what happens to everyone in the event that Foster's has to close the doors here?
The word displaced comes to me, we hope to find another place, and there's other places and other options available. It'd be a shame to see the city of Fort Payne lose such a great place. I don't think people realize what's going on in the four walls. Where we go, I don't know. I say displaced because it'll be displaced wherever we go. Now it'll still be Foster's. We'll have the family no matter what.
Amen. Great answer, my friend. Why should y'all be allowed to stay open here? Why should Foster's be allowed to keep the doors open right here where they are?
The situation, I believe. I don't believe the truck ramp number one call is, really the solution to the issue. And then, like I said just a minute ago, the city should take pride in this place. I think they should be pouring people in down here to come and see what it's like. Join the family. It's we do cookouts, so on and so forth. But we're involved in the community as much as possible, and that's the thing. Come together, be a community, help the city grow, and that's why I believe the city's making a huge mistake if we have to leave.
All right, so with you saying that, the last one's kind of a hard ball, and if you're not comfortable with your answer, I can cut this out. The city of Fort Payne, I believe, owns this building. Do they have any say in whether or not the Alabama Department of Transportation gets to demolish this place?
I believe they do, and again, they should come and see what it's about, and they would understand it's not worth taking the home of 200, plus the people that have came and gone. They all have a story here. There's people that come, and it's the feeling when you walk through the door that will never leave you.
Amen, my friend Terry. I appreciate the time.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
We're here at Foster's Training Facility today. We've been here all day. We've had a few interviews already. I'm here now with Marissa Foster, owner, founder, and leader at Foster's Training Facility. Marissa, I really do appreciate the time. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I know we had a little job about it, but you stay busy, and I do too. And I'm really glad that you let us come out to tell the story. And everyone that we've interviewed already, they've said nothing but good stuff about you.
I'm glad.
Them's your people, right?
Yes, this is my family.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, first off, what is Foster's Training Facility, and how did it come about?
Foster's Training Facility is basically a place where anybody can come and get better if you're here with good intentions. So, it doesn't matter big, little, tall, short. As long as you come and you want to be the best you can be, we just all sweat together here. And it's adults, it's kids, it's sports, it's health, it's mental wellness, it's all of it under one roof.
I like it. I know you offer a ton of different lessons here for both children and adults. What are the age ranges in the building, and how many members do you have here?
So the lessons that we offer, Coach Libby has basketball, she has speed and agility, strength and conditioning. She works with all kind of athletes. I believe her youngest athlete is 7 or 8. And then Coach Terry, he offers hitting, defense for baseball, softball. His youngest actually started right before he turned 5, so he had a little bitty. And then I offer softball, baseball, hitting, defensive skills work. And my youngest I've taken in has been 4. We also have classes, Power Hour, which is for athletes. We have boot camp class, and we have barbell class, which is going on now. Those are for adults. The amount of members we have, probably around 50 members, but as far as lessons and people coming through the building, we're up at about 150 per day. And then also too, we have a travel softball team, and the travel softball team right now, we've had 4 each season. Right now we have one, and I'm actually getting back out in the dirt to get to coach this time.
That's awesome. You kind of feel that energy right now, or no?
Do I feel energy?
In the room?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Everybody got a little chip on their shoulder today, you think?
It's really, right now, we all really love this place. And basically what everybody wants to do is do what we can do to save this place. And basically, when I found out about the sand pit coming on top of here, then I was told by the head engineer out of Huntsville for the Alabama Department of Transportation that two things that could save it were the city or the comments on the website. And so automatically I went on and did a live. I was super emotional because, again, like, how is the first time you find out something looking at a poster size, the size of like a table you eat off of, and then like the sand pits on top of your business? Like that's hard. And so I went out automatically, just raw emotions. I did a live and was like, hey, if you've ever come through these doors, if you've ever, run across me and you want to help us out, like, we need your voice. Go to this website, leave comments, voicemails, emails, because we need everybody to voice their opinion, because the sign says community involvement. It says get involved. And this is a proposal. That doesn't mean that it has to be set in stone.
Amen, amen. Now, Foster's family. Little bit of a motto for you guys. I see it on everything, all the shirts. I see it on the walls. I see it just about. It's on your arm in ink, permanent. It's everywhere in here. What is that? What does that mean to you and all the people in the gym?
I see these people every day. Like, I see them every day here in the gym. It's literally family. A lot of times, blood isn't what makes family. You're going to come here and you're going to have support. If you don't show up, somebody's going to call on you. If you have a bad day, if you have somebody sick, if somebody passes away, it doesn't matter. Like, everybody here is for each other. It is literally a family, and that's why, like, when I've done interviews and, regardless if it's been newspaper or TV, they're like, but you're Marisa Foster. But I'm like, I'm not the gym. Like, the gym is all these people that walk through this door that has made my dream come true. And, like I've said, and like plenty of people said, like, this place has saved my life. These people here have saved my life, and that's why it's family.
Amen, amen. You started Foster's Training Facility in 2015. Up until now, what's been the biggest hurdle for you?
Before the sand pit was COVID. When COVID hit, I was that little 1% of the businesses that didn't get checks, that didn't get help, and we got closed down, and I actually went to work in a furniture warehouse. That's also the reason why I wasn't coaching the softball teams, because I had to start working on Saturdays, and it was really hard to come back from COVID and come back out of the red to get to where I was in the green, and we were striving. We were doing more than just surviving, and then this happens, and so it's tough, but just like we came back bigger, better, stronger from COVID, it's the same thing. Like, we're just going to keep coming back.
I love it. I love it. For those that are unaware, you touched on a little bit earlier, the Alabama Department of Transportation and a little bit the city of Fort Payne has recently made it a real possibility that you lose your gym's home. That being said, how did you get that news, and what was your first reaction?
Basically, the story was Coach Libby is training for a triathlon, and she was doing swimming, and a dude came over to her and was like, hey, have you seen this in Fort Payne Times-Journal? And she was like, seen what? And he said, don't you work here? And it was the article that was posted in Times-Journal showing the lines on both sides of the road where the ramp was coming in. And so she screenshotted it, sent it to myself and the other coaches here, and was like, hey, do y'all know anything about it? And we were like, no. And she said, do you think we should worry about it? And I was like, I don't know. Surely somebody would have said something to us. Well, that's when, the signs were put up, and then the town hall meeting was posted. And so the town hall meeting, if you went to the website, it had Thursday listed, but with Tuesday's date. And so Terry came in and was like, hey, the meeting's today. And I was like, oh, I thought it was Thursday. And so we cleared our lessons out, canceled lessons real quick. Terry even went next door to our neighbors, the Fishers, and was like, hey guys, y'all know about the meeting tonight? They didn't know about it. So he told them about it. And then we left here and went down there. When we got to the town hall meeting, you sign in, and then basically they had 3 big white tables set out, and they said that it was just an open meeting. And that's when I saw the poster board the size of a table with the ramp running right on top. And all I did was look up at the lady and I said, hey, I said, how is a business under this sand pit? And we don't know. We had no idea.
What'd they say?
She said you need to talk to somebody in your city. So that's when I turned and I talked to the mayor.
What did he say?
He said that he hadn't known anything about it. And then, of course, he said, you'll have to talk to somebody else from the state. So I went to the next table and I said, sir, could you tell me if this is set in stone because my business is under the sand pit? And he said, actually, you'll have to go to the next table and talk to the head engineer. And so that's when I went down to the next table. And by then I was getting emotional. I was trying not to cry because when I cry, it's terrible. And I asked him, I said, okay, I said, what 2 things? I said, is this set in stone? He said, the things that will change it are the comments on our website and the city. And so I said, okay, thank you. And he had ended up taking a phone call and going out. So I sat down in the seats and unfortunately cried like a little baby.
As you should. This is your business.
Well, it's my everything.
It's like a family member.
It's all my family. I'm here more than I am at my home, and like it's not, well, can you go to your savings and put another building up? I put everything I had into this place that I'm at right now. And so, again, this is my everything.
It's a hard question, and if it's not easy to answer, you don't have to answer it. And I can always cut this out. Why do you think they posted the date wrong of the meeting?
A lot of times there's just typos, there's errors, and again, I don't know how long it was planned out either. Like, I don't just go on the website very often to the Alabama Department of Transportation, like you wouldn't do that. And then also too, like, I don't read the Times Journal a lot either. And so again, that article, it may have had it posted in it, but when you see that first little thing, that's what you go off of. And like I said, Coach Terry was able to get into it. Now, after I was sitting there crying, the mayor did come back over, and he said, he was like, I didn't know that it was coming over Foster's Training. The actual ramp was coming over Foster's Training. Well, this is the old rec center building, and then before that it was old high school building. So it's not, and that's the thing, like, it's not just about the business and the family and all the people that it's going to affect, but it's also too what was here prior to us. Like, you should never forget where you came from, and you need to hold on to a lot of those really good memories. And we've had people come in here and tell us, hey, that was we watched our first fight. Like, they put up a boxing ring in here, and like, hey, I had my first school dance here, or I actually saw a concert here and so sang. And another guy came in and told us about these rafters, about how that they're half wood and they're half steel, because when they were building it, DeKalb County and Fort Payne City couldn't get along about it. And so the judge actually said, you know what? Half of it's going to be wood, half of it's going to be steel. Get back to building the building. A dude came in and told me that story.
That's a cool story. That's very cool. Yeah. And you can see it now that you say that. So once you told everyone at the gym, what's the general outlook been like? How have they been acting? How did people react?
Automatically, it was positive support. Like, for me, I cried, and then I went into, okay, what's plan A? Plan A is we've got to save this place. That's plan A. And if you don't have a plan B, then you do everything you can for plan A. Amen. And so, again, I've tried to lead that way. I've tried to literally be positive, constantly be positive, because by no means do I feel like my life or this gym is any more important than a truck driver's life, because again, it's all about saving lives. But I do feel like there are much better options that should be looked at before they come down through here and take out 5 houses, this beautiful old brick building, and then also to displace us. And I mean, we've been here for 7 years and with a really positive run.
Amen. For you and many others at Foster's, this is your full-time job. This is your money or a very, very major source of income for a lot of the people here, especially the people that are under you, that work for you, that work for Foster's. What happens to them in the event the Alabama Department of Transportation has their way?
If a ramp comes over here, our plan B is to find a new home, period. That's it, find a new home. For me, you don't just let the family fall apart. And so literally we're going to look at other places, again, because I have people coming from Georgia, I have people coming from Tennessee, I have people coming from 6 different counties in Alabama. This is a central location where no one has to drive more than an hour and a half to get here. If we were to move, more toward Tennessee or more toward Georgia or one way or the other, automatically it's going to add time to it. But again, this is my only income, period. And so, I love what I do, and this is what I'm meant to do. So if I don't get to do it here, then we're going to find another home.
And how important do you think it is having a purpose in life, and then how important do you think it is once you find that to get to live that purpose?
Oh, I've known I'm supposed to help people since I was little. Like my mom always used to tell me, like, Marisa, you can't save the world, but oh yeah, I'm trying, one person at a time. If it's from somebody losing 100 pounds, or I had somebody go to New York and tell me I couldn't have enjoyed this vacation if I had been not being able to breathe, it's not just, okay, teaching somebody to hit a ball, that's not it at all. It's all the bigger things. And it's like I had a kid that I coached, I say kid, that's now a grown adult that brought her kid back to me to coach, that played in college. And then the same thing here, like college athletes, like we've put people that have trained with us, have trained volleyball, basketball, softball, baseball, and now we even have football guys being recruited. And I had a football guy. Right there's Jacksonville State University, Jersey. These are kids that are training here that are going on to get college scholarships. That dude's a teacher now.
That's awesome.
That's it. Literally, it's all about making the future better. And that's kids. And with everything bad going on now in the world and all the craziness that's happening, that stays outside these doors. Inside here, we're all about getting better, and we're about making everything around us better. And even this building, when I was brought in here, this building looked nothing like this. Nothing at all. It had been called an eyesore to the community. And now, it's awesome.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, I love it.
I've heard it more than once today, and you just touched base on it. Y'all have got people coming from here, from Georgia, multiple areas of the state. What's that support been like, and how important do you think it is keeping those kids busy and with very firm goals set to keeping them out of trouble and keeping them on a good positive path in life?
I think it's, again, I've said it, with our youth now, showing them discipline, showing them work ethic, showing them that you're just not handing something over to them like, hey, you know what, you're going to come, you're going to practice to get to play, you're going to do work to earn a jersey. All those things are things that you have to understand. And you know what, sometimes life gets hard. So, here, you may not hit a lift, but you're going to keep trying until you hit it. And that's the same thing, hey, Department of Transportation came and said they're going to put a truck ramp here. It's not just go lay in your bed and cry about it. That's not it. And that's something else too. Regardless of the way this goes, I literally hope that by the example that I'm leading right now and how I'm handling it, it shows our young athletes here and it shows our members here that, hey, we're going to keep our head up and we're going to keep shining the light.
Amen. Now, it is my understanding that the city of Fort Payne owns this building and you lease it. I've also been told that in the past, people have been told they could not demolish this building because it is a historic landmark. Is there anything that you think can be done by the city of Fort Payne to make this situation go a little more in y'all's favor?
So I have a 10-year lease, and when I was brought in by Greg Conkle and Mayor Larry at the time, and basically all the people that were here are no longer here. And my thing is right now what can make it better is, number one, a better solution automatically, other than putting a truck ramp down through here, because I don't think it's the best solution. It's not the best solution for us, but it's also not the best solution for truck drivers, in my opinion. But then if it does happen, possibly, relocating us to another place within the city. Because, when I started out, I was in an old gas house building over behind my supply. And like I said, I was approached by Johnny Johnson and Greg Conkle at the time, and he was the head over the rec department over there, about coming in over here and, making it a little better, cleaning the area up, actually using the building and not just letting it deteriorate.
So it was their idea. You weren't searching for this place.
No, I was teaching in Georgia and running the little building over there. And like I said, when Johnny brought me over here to let me see it and look at it, the selling point was the field. That was the selling point, just because my niece had asked me to coach, and I was like, how can I coach you if we don't have a field to practice on? And then he was like, well, there's a field. And I was like, oh, all right.
All right. So I've heard it. You just said it. A few other people have said it now too. There's multiple other solutions to this problem. Can you name a couple or one where Foster's Training Facility, a small family-owned growing business in the state of Alabama, in Fort Payne, Alabama, in the middle of nowhere, where they don't lose their home?
So at the meeting that I was at, the town hall meeting, there were 3 truck drivers that were literally going down each table trying to explain to them that the problem was the hard turn at the bottom. So it's not a curve, it's literally a 90-degree angle, it's a turn. And so what they had proposed was to take the road out that way into the hillside and make it a rounder curve. Also too, at the top of the mountain, there's a brake check. And at the brake check area, that was put up, I believe, like probably 2014. I don't know for sure about that date. But as soon as it was put in, the amount of wrecks came down. I've been up there and I've done some lives, and trucks have just blown through there. And so one thing that was brought up is have a police officer or a sheriff deputy get DOT certified and be able to sit up there and, if somebody goes blowing by it, give them a ticket. Another thing is there's been a couple of other places where they've put stop signs at the top of the mountain. They've put like a red light at the top of the mountain. Again, I don't know. But there's so many other things that can happen. Somebody also commented when I've been asking for solutions about putting a light at the bottom of the mountain. And, they've talked for years about doing an overpass. And so, like, supposedly phase 2 is to keep going straight down through there anyway. So kind of my question is why put money into a solution at the top of the mountain, then put money into a truck ramp that probably won't be used? Because another thing truck drivers are told us is if you go in one, you're blacklisted, and then automatically go to phase 2 with more money. Like, why not just save the money and put it on the right solution? And I'm not an engineer, I'm not a truck driver. It's just every time I've done a live, I've asked for people who have solutions to please come forward, because I'd like to be able to propose those and say, hey, here's all these other things that can happen. Another thing I did just today is I used one of our radar guns, and again, you can use it on cars and trucks, and I went out there and radared 48, 45, 44, and so the speed limit is 35, and then the suggested speed limit is 15 for the curve. And so again, if we're just going the speed limit, what could happen? And so those are all just solutions since I've been here. And again, like, look at the research. Like, how many trucks have actually crashed into Joe's truck stop that their brakes failed?
Yeah. A lot. As mentioned earlier, you have a lot of students here. I'm a firm believer that children need goals to stay motivated and keep themselves out of trouble. I really, really believe that. I think idle hands make the devil's work. I believe that. If you're too tired to get in trouble, you're probably not going to get in trouble. That being said, give us a few of the success stories you have concerning the young men and women that you work with.
So we've had our travel softball team that we had before COVID hit. Out of those kids, we have 10 of 12 that have signed college scholarship. So they're either freshmen in college or they're seniors in high school, signed, committed, ready to go play. We've had football players that have gone and done those things. Right now, we've got kids that have started with us when they were little bitty, and now then, they're driving. And so, again, it's not just college scholarships either. Like one of the girls that didn't sign a college scholarship, like she runs her own side business, to help pay for college. And so, again, if you're here and you're learning the lessons that sports can teach you, that working out can teach you, that hardships of exercise can teach you, then automatically it's going to carry over into your life.
Yes, ma'am. What is the plan to save Foster's training facility and its home? How can people help?
So what I've been told is I've been advised legally that as many people that can show support for the gym, because again, it's real hard to just close something down if it's something good and trying to help people. Also too, as many people can show opposition for the proposed plan of the truck ramp with solutions. So not just, oh, it's a terrible idea, but this is why it's a terrible idea, and this is how we can make it a better idea, or we can give you better solutions. Also, too, we have a petition that's been started. That petition, what we're doing is we're using that to show the amount of support we have, to attach it to letters that we're sending out to get more support here for this gym. And not just for the gym, for the homes and for this building. And then Alabama Department of Transportation, there's a website that you can go to. It will be up through the 28th, and every day they're taking voicemail, comments, and emails. And so if you go on there, basically I would love for us to just, bombard it so much we just blew up the website. That'd be cool.
Got to flood them, man. And I'll put all that information at the very end of the video. I'll make sure to have links when I share it around, the phone numbers to call, the addresses and things like that to help out. Aside from putting money back into the local economy, which is always important, you've got a lot of members here, so I'm sure that y'all are getting to share the love a little bit. You're getting to help the kids. Y'all are getting to put some money into the economy, things like that, which is insanely important. Aside from that, what are you most proud of Foster's for giving back to this community and the people in it?
Giving back to this community and the people in it, a safe place to come. That's what this is. It's a safe place to come. The sign outside the door says it all. We're not going to discriminate. Like, literally, if you walk through the door and you come in here and you show nothing but love inside these walls, then you're going to have support, you're going to have love, you're going to have people who are going to push you to make you better. And it's all about, again, you talk about the 5 people that you surround yourself with, they're either going to lift you up or bring you down. And we're blessed to have way more than 5 positive people around us at all the time, And so that would probably be it. Like, yeah, we support. So like when we have our all-day softball practice, automatically we hit up Chick-fil-A or we hit up the barbecue place, and we cater for the softball team. Our Thanksgiving, we had the taco truck do tacos for our Foster family Thanksgiving. Like, yeah, absolutely, we're supporting locally. But honestly, what I can say that I'm most proud of is that it is a safe place.
Yes, ma'am, that's the good stuff. If you could say anything at all to the powers that be in order to save your home, your family's home, and your business, what would that be? Anything at all, what would it be?
Come here and see the people, feel the energy. Just come here. And if you come here and you still want to just mow it down and put sand on top of it, then we're going to help you dig.
Amen. Marissa, I appreciate your time today. I'm Sam McAlpin with the Alabama Grapevine. That's been my time today at Foster's Training Facility in beautiful Fort Payne, Alabama. Thank you for watching along at home. I hope you all have a great day. If you can help, I'm sure they would greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a great evening.